FM. Good morning to you. Glad that you're with us here today, and glad to welcome Barb Hauge back into the studio with us as well. Barb, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. We've been talking Walkworks with you over the course of, a year or so now?
It's 2 years.
Is it really?
Yes.
It's been that long?
It has been.
Wow. And not that Walkworks is ending by any means, because the walking trails are up and going, and folks are enjoying Walkworks, but what is coming to a close is the Indiana County Walking Decathlon event.
Yes, it is. We're having our culminating event, our end of the year event on the Saturday morning at 10 o'clock.
Tell me about it.
We'll be meeting at Memorial Park at 10 o'clock in the gazebo, and we'll be awarding the level 3 prizes, which are if you were able to get all 16 stamps on your Walking Decathlon card, you'll receive the level 3 prize, which is a walking stick that was created by the IUP woodworking students. It was a senior studio who did the walking sticks for us, and Chuck Hauser with Indiana Insurance supported the adventure, so that's the reason why we are able to have them through their support, through his support.
Well, there you go. That sounds wonderful. Now, what kind of feedback did you get about the Walking Decathlon, and especially about those who were able to do as many of the events as we're talking about?
Well, I haven't been able to talk to them since they've gotten all 16 stamps, excuse me. So I'm excited to hear what they have to say. But along the way, we've heard stories that I've only ever biked this trail before. I never walked it. I didn't know all of these things were here. Or I didn't know there was a boat launch at Waterworks Conservation Area. I had never been there. I didn't know that park existed. It's got a nice picnic area, a great wetland area, nesting boxes for wood ducks. It's a really cool place.
Yeah.
So those are the types of stories that we've heard. So we've introduced them to a number of different parks that they wouldn't have gone to otherwise. And they've also explored other communities. So some of the people from Indiana and Homer City went to Blairsville to enjoy their Walkworks route. And so we've had this cross-pollination among the walking routes. So people have gotten out and enjoyed walking. So I think it was really fun. It was really
One
great.
of the best aspects of the Walking Decathlon was that you worked in conjunction with Indiana County Parks for the 50th anniversary.
We did, and that was really exciting to work with Ed Patterson and be able to reinvigorate the county parks. The county parks have been in existence for 50 years, so people have been enjoying them, but some of the people still were tentative about exploring all of the parks. So we gave them opportunities through organizing group leaders to lead us on the walks, to introduce us to some of the special aspects of the different parks.
Yeah, and I think one of the great things about that is that maybe there is a favorite walking event or walkways path that somebody likes to follow, but now they've had that expanded, and if you sort of get a little tired of the walk that you're taking all the time, that now you've got an idea of what some of those other walks are about, and you can really spread it around.
Oh, yes. And there's so many more parks that we didn't even get to explore this year, which is why we're going to have a planning event on June 29th. If anyone's available to come at 4 p.m. to the planning office, that's a Thursday evening. And we're going to be talking about next year's Walking Decathlon because we had such a good response from it this year. And it was the first year we did it. We had 285 participants over all of the events that we recorded, and that's not including all of the people who just walked in the parks and received stamps and exercised at the Y, who participated, and we weren't aware of them being at a particular place at a particular time. So, and it was developed during a period of time when most people don't necessarily get out of their houses between February and May. Some of those early spring months when it's a little chillier, the weather's more unpredictable, and boy, did we have unpredictable weather for some of our walks.
It's Pennsylvania. And we all understand it's Pennsylvania.
Yes.
But it really was just a fascinating concept for the Walking Decathlon, and then to see how it played out. And I know that anytime you came in to talk about it, you seemed thrilled with it, and the people that you brought with you were as well.
They always have been, and it wasn't my idea. We have an advisory committee for the county Walkworks program, and all of us together meshed it out and hashed it out and thought about it in different ways. And it could even be different again in the spring. We don't have to have it be exactly the same format because some of the things might have worked well and other things maybe were a little bit clunky. So we'll talk about those and maybe make a, improve it in some way.
And working with the Office of Planning and Development those are some cool people working over there.
Really cool people. Yeah. And they have a wonderful internship program for students in the planning department, in the communications department. In the different departments, they're able to incorporate the skills of many different students and make this really great learning and exciting environment to be part of.
So this event comes up on Saturday.
Yes.
It's at what time?
It's at 10 a.m. At Memorial Park.
And anybody is invited.
Everybody's invited,
sure.
Yeah. And what I thought we'd do is after we award the walking sticks, and what we'll do is we'll draw names so that it's fair on who gets which walking stick, or at least democratic anyway. And then they
can trade if they don't like it. If they find, and please don't hit anybody over the head with your walking stick in order to change.
I thought maybe we'd take them for a spin around Memorial Park. So everybody who gets a walking stick, maybe we'll just do a lap around Memorial Park, which is the smallest of all the county parks.
Yeah, that's true.
So some people think it's a borough park because it's in the borough, but it's actually one of the county parks.
Now, did you take part in all of the, you visited all of the sites and you walked them all?
I did not.
You did not?
No, we had a funeral, so I wasn't able to attend one of the walks, and then we had to be out of town for a memorial service. So there were a couple of walks I wasn't able to get to.
But you've gotten to the bulk of them, and you've probably been able to see them all, I would guess. If not, you've got a chore ahead of you for the summertime.
I do have a chore ahead of me. My son was really excited when we went to the first walk, and we did manage to get a prize. So we got a level 1 prize. We have yet to claim it. So if you haven't claimed your prizes yet, you can go to the Y between now and Saturday and pick up your prize. If you're not able to do that, we'll try to have the prizes all level 1, level 2, and level 3 prizes at Memorial Park on Saturday morning. So if you're able to come and present your card with your stamps, we'll be able to get you a prize.
So out of all of these walking trails that you took, what were some of the highlights? What were the ones that really stood out for you?
The Rexus branch of the Ghost Town Trail.
Oh, yeah?
That was really beautiful with the water that runs along the trail. And some of the habitats along the trail, too, because some of the areas you could tell were wet because of the different flora that you see there. Some of the areas were a little drier. And as you go away from the path, it becomes more upland, so a little drier. So for me, with my background in landscape architecture and horticulture, that's really exciting to see those different habitats and environments. Yeah. I also had never been to the Blacklick Valley Natural Area.
Oh, okay.
Which was really cool. And that's where they also had the Woodcock Walk, which I wasn't able to get to. But that was a really interesting habitat in some of the swampy areas that the path is along. It's not some of the trail is through the grass. It's just a mowed grassy field, and some of it's a little swampy. So it was a rainy day that day, so we had our boots on. Yeah, that was really neat. And we saw the green dragon plant that Cindy Rogers has only seen a handful of times, and she leads a wildflower walk every year. And is always out in the woods, and she's hardly seen this plant, and there's a really nice habitat for it, and there's a lot of it growing in that area, so that was really
That's in
exciting.
the Blacklick area?
In the Blacklick Valley Natural Area.
Was Cindy on that walk? Did she know?
She did. She saw us. She came back, and she said, I'm so excited.
All right, Cindy, some things get people excited, and some things don't, but if that did it for you, good for you. Oh, Cindy's a good girl.
She's great.
And the fact that Cindy was a part of it sort of highlights the fact that so many different people have come together to make this walking decathlon the event that it is.
Oh, yeah. We had a geologist come and give a tour of the Hespen branch of the Ghost Town Trail because there's some really interesting geologic features there. We had our Irish walk along the Walkworks route. We had the Easter egg hunt along the White Township Recreation Complex.
Yeah.
We also had Ed Patterson lead us on the walk. This was really exciting. The first walk was a chili walk up Blue Spruce. And Ed Patterson brought bird seed and put it in everybody's hands, and the birds came down and ate the bird seed out of your
did that?
hands. Yes.
Oh, they always say that works, but I've never seen it actually.
Yeah, Ray
Really?
Winstead, he's one of the board members of County Parks and Trails. He trained them to be able to come down and eat the bird seed out of your hand. They particularly like the black oil sunflower seeds, so the black coated sunflower seeds.
Cardinals love those.
Yeah, and I haven't had a cardinal come, and also the peanuts, unsalted peanuts. They'll eat them right out of your hand. So if you take them down there and are real patient, it works best if you're under a tree, so the birds can quickly get to your hand and back to safety, back to a tree. If you're standing out in the open, they're less likely to come, but it's the chickadees, the titmice, and sometimes even a nuthatch will come and eat right out of your hands.
How about that? And sometimes a squirrel will.
You
might not want that.
Not so much.
All right. So the event is coming up on Saturday. It's at Memorial Park in Indiana. It sounds like the walking decathlon has been a resounding success.
It has been. One of the other things we're able to participate in, and we're having a kickoff event for, is the what's it called? The Adventure Learning Trail.
Okay.
So the Adventure Learning Trail is a geocache that is along the Indiana Borough Walkworks walking route. Mm-hmm. We're going to have a kickoff event for it on Wednesday, June 21st at 6 p.m., our normal walking time and normal walking location, which is at IRMC Park in front of the old Borough building. Mm-hmm. We've invited the people whose oral histories were recorded, which have become part of the geocache. Okay. So when you find the geocache, what you'll do is, if you have a smartphone, you can scan the QR code. It will bring up a history of the site, which the IUP anthropology students had spent time and did the research on the histories of the sites, and then recorded oral histories from people like George Hood, Jane Blue, Jean Williams, and Shirley Reisinger. Some of the longtime residents and some of their memories and histories. And not everything is always clear as far as memories go. So Shirley has a different take on Vinegar Hill than some of the research the students had done. So you'll be able to hear one and read another, and be able to understand some of the ideas behind the stories at each of the locations. It will also, Dr. Abigail Adams is the one who spearheaded the Adventure Learning Trail and whose students did the research for it. She'll be there, and she'll also teach us how to add more sites along in Indiana Borough, or if you want to do it in your own community, she'll teach us how to do that and give us more information on adding more sites to our Adventure Learning Trail.
That's next Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Gathering at what time?
6 p.m.
At IRMC Park?
At IRMC Park in front of the old Borough building.
Very good. Thank you, Barb.
Thank you so much.
It's Indiana in the Morning, and it's AM 1160 WCCS and 101.1 FM. Fox News up next, top of the hour. Josh Woodison in the newsroom after that.